This time on Shooting USA, we're coming at you in threes with 3 guns, 3-man team, and 3 days under the hot Texas sun at the Sportsman's Team Challenge.
This is Shooting USA, reporting the stories of America's shooting sports.
If I told you about a match that required just about every gun in your collection and that you'll need your 2 best shooting buddies, the only thing you might ask is, where do I go? Well, the answer is San Antonio, Texas, and the match is the Sportsman's Team Challenge. It's an event that's become one of the most exciting games in the shooting sports, partly because of the challenges the game has to offer, and in part because of the good times teams have shooting together. Welcome deep in the heart of Texas, where under the hot sun, nearly 100 teams are banging away at steel targets and busting claybirds. But this isn't like a normal national title event. The Sportsman's Team Challenge is likely the most laid-back match anywhere.
By far one of the most congenial matches you'll find. Everyone here seems to have a much more relaxed demeanor around the firing line. We all put our race face on when it's time to go shoot, but as soon as we come off the line or before we go on the line, it's a lot of fun and we enjoy it.
The match begins on the steel events, 3 separate stages with teams shooting rimfire rifles, pistols, and centerfire pistols, all under time limits. Stage 1, the rifle event. Knock out the steel triangles, stars, and rectangles from as close as 45 yards all the way out to 90 yards. Then comes the combo event. 2 shooters on rimfire pistols and 1 on rifle. Here, teamwork is the key. Pistol shooters must knock out the 4-inch circles to open up the tiny 2-inch targets for the rifle. This is a challenging event for pistol and rifle shooters.
Yeah, lucky. Can't hold my breath like I could when I was a kid.
The final steel event takes the most legwork. This event is a flat-out race. Starting with the first shooting box, 22 rimfire, then tag in your teammate to shoot center fire at the second set of plates, and wrap it up with the third man banging away at 4-inch squares set out to 25 yards away. No doubt about it, the 3 steel events will get your adrenaline going. It's exciting to watch. The fans know exactly what's going on.
Providing biathlon-style targets to have interactivity with the crowd, seeing those reactive flags come down in each time a target is hit really makes for a good presentation.
Just when your heart slows down from steel shooting, day 2 begins with a flurry of shotgun activity. 5 clay targets thrown at once, then singles come every 1.5 seconds. To be successful, a team has to stay in sync and know who is about to shoot what bird. And nobody does it better in their class than Team Firearms Unlimited.
We yell mine intentionally to let everybody know we have ammo in the gun, we didn't fumble our load, and you try to call the bird before it clears the fence. In an ideal situation, sometimes that doesn't work, but we try to call for it before it breaks fence.
Then work that plan for the next event, the flush. Just like the flurry, 5 traps are launching birds, but here the targets go away from you, and there's a springing teal to contend with. The third shotgun event is the mixed bag. Shooters get to call for each pair they shoot, but the pairs are random and can come from any direction. Each stage scores 100 points. A perfect match score is 600, and there's only one team here capable of perfection. Team Smith & Wesson, Doug Koenig, Michael Plaxco, and Jerry Miculek. But don't be intimidated. At this match, you don't compete against the pros. They shoot for the crowd's enjoyment.
We have some of the very best shooters in the world, the Team Smith & Wesson. It is incredible to watch them shoot Team Challenge. their ability and skill level is at an entirely new level above that of our other competitors. They shoot in their own class, and we like to showcase their abilities.
So you can come out and watch the pros, and you can come out to shoot. All you'll need are a pair of shooting partners. The Sportsman's Team Challenge will take care of the rest. They call it their Loaner Gun Program, an attempt to attract newcomers to the shooting sports, and it's working. The program is what first brought the Horton family to the range. They own some of the equipment needed, but not enough to shoot the match.
We showed up the next day with a bolt-action 22, one 22 pistol, and 3 shotguns. And then we realized that everybody had to shoot at the same time.
And after one round, the Horton family is having fun and making plans for next year.
Could have gotten a better score maybe, but I mean, it's just a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to whenever the next one is.
Brian, I'm glad to hear it. One thing for sure, everyone who participates in the Sportsman's Team Challenge has a great time. And now with the Loaner Gun Program, you can be sure there'll be a lot more newcomers trying the sport. Oh, and the Hortons weren't the only first-timers at this year's National. We'll show you our team later in the second half hour. But coming up next, a new category at the Sportsman's Team Challenge for smaller size shooters. The Sub Juniors are next. Well, so far, we've introduced you to some of this year's competitors, including the Smith & Wesson Pro Team, the only 3 guys on the planet who can make a clean sweep of all 6 Sportsman's Team Challenge events. But nobody competes against the best. You shoot against competitors at a similar skill level. And in the case of a brand new division, the same height level as well. The first thing you notice about this year's Sportsman's Team Challenge is the number of pint-sized competitors. The STC is one of the few programs to offer a sub-junior class, youngsters under the age of 12. Unlike their older shooting companions, the kids shoot off rests and only shoot 22s. Each competitor has a personal coach to watch over him. It's a big undertaking, but one the members of the Sportsman's Team Challenge are happy to do.
We have a lot of shooters that are in my age category and older who have been exposed and had the luck and the ability to play this game for a long time. Having new shooters come into it and into the shooting sports in general, especially as a sub-junior, is something special.
It is special to pass the shooting sports tradition on, and that's why Texas 4-H volunteer Billy Snow has 6 sub-junior and junior teams here. 18 youngsters does keep Billy busy, but he knows his time with them is important.
You reach some point in your life where it's time to give back. What we're actually doing, we're being sneaky. We're teaching kids junior leadership and citizenship and doing it through the shooting venue.
And with kids this young, you can bet there are third-generation competitors on the firing line, like Justin Weaver, the grandson of STC champion Ron Weaver.
He's my shooting partner. We've been together since he was 3 years old. We started shooting, and we shoot silhouettes and 22 rifle. And he's been a joy to me. He's been like my best friend, and we've just had so much fun together in the shooting sports that I can't begin to tell you.
Fun, yes, but Justin is quick to point out, Granddad is a tough coach.
Justin, Grandpa's kind of tough here. Talk to me, what's it like to shoot with your grandfather?
Stressful.
Of course, if shooting with Grandpa is stressful, imagine shooting against your brother. Well, that's exactly what sub-junior brothers Bryce and Anthony do, and it's building a sibling rivalry.
So here's the big question. 2 brothers, you're very close in age. Who's a better shot? You can say it.
That I don't know.
Right.
There are plenty of families here. For Kay Clark Miculek, the Sportsman's Team Challenge might as well be a reunion. At any given time, you'll find some relative of Kay's shooting, from her husband Jerry to her brother Jim Clark, the custom gun maker.
Of course, there's myself and Jerry is shooting for Smith & Wesson Pro. I'm here with my oldest daughter shooting on the Lady Smith team. Then my youngest daughter is shooting on the junior, the JFrames, the Smith & Wesson junior team. Of course, my brother's here with his crew and his sons.
This is the only competition that brings out Kay's entire family, and it's for a simple reason.
This is fun. That's it. We just have such a great time here. We're actually staying on the range, and so we cook out in the evenings, and it's just a big family event, and I love shooting with my daughters.
Kay's oldest daughter, Justin, shoots with Mom on Team Lady Smith. Her youngest, Lena, has her own team in the junior category, the Smith & Wesson JFrames. Smaller, get it? Of course, the two teams stay close together, which is fine for the Miculek ladies, but it makes it a little rough for JFrame team member Cody Lindsey.
That's a tough one. That's really tough. It's a battle. It's a war.
But make no mistake, Cody is a competitor, and he's all confidence on the rifle event.
I started out at the 75-yard rack, and then after I've cleared that rack, I moved out to the 90-yard rack.
And he's holding his own.
That was one of the best we've shot so far. So far, it's our best.
And maybe it's good enough for a top score in the junior division. But they'll need to be great with the pistol and shotgun events too, if they hope to contend for a Sportsman's Team Challenge National Championship. Year after year, there's no shortage of talk about getting the next generation involved in the shooting sports. It's great to see the Sportsman's Team Challenge is actually doing it by making youngsters welcome as competitors on the ranges. And coming next, the top men's, women's, and juniors teams compete in the final shoot-off for national titles. The Sportsman's Team Challenge has a category for every skill level, but there are national titles to award for the best men's, women's, and juniors teams. And that's decided in the final head-to-head shoot-off. The match is scored a lot like a golf tournament. Shoot well enough to make the cut in the early rounds, and your team will be in the mix on Championship Sunday. And just like golf, the 6 stages of fire get a lot more challenging for the finals. Championship Sunday begins at the shotgun range, and the top teams have to adjust to faster clay targets.
Hope for a little bit better. I think we did pretty good as far as the hitting and missing goes, but it's just so much faster in the finals. It's incredible.
The men's teams begin on the flurry. Teams Caspian, Firearms Unlimited, and Ely Ammo all tie on the stage, breaking all but one bird. But Bruce Piatt says he should have been clean.
We ended up dropping one. I ended up missing. I had the too far outside one, so I had the biggest swing there was, and I just was late getting over to the other one. But team ended up one down. That's good. We'll keep it.
Over on the flush, the top 3 lady and top 3 juniors teams are banging away. Junior team Leupold McMillan is flushing out the competition, and their coach loves the performance.
These kids, they've only been together for about 4 weeks. We just put them together at the last regional, and so I think they're doing great.
On the ladies' side, the Smith & Wesson team only wants to survive the shotgun events. They are pistol shooters, after all.
Shooting shotgun. Did you notice? It's not my thing.
They're modest, but the performance is good enough to keep Lady Smith near the top of the leaderboard.
A little better than what I expected. This morning was a rough start, but I have to relax, so it went okay.
The men's shotgun wraps up on the mixed bag, and thanks to Team Caspian member Robert Massey's personal best, the team is in first place.
We'll take that one. 96. Are you showing it now? It's the best I've ever shot. I may get it framed.
Championship Sunday finishes on the steel ranges with the pistol stage as the final event. Top lady team Xander is keeping the pressure on Lady Smith. 79 points on the stage is not the best, but with earlier shotgun scores, they are the team to beat. Lady Smith needs to score in the 90s to win. Normally an easy task for these shooters, but a broken optic on Kay's gun costs the team a championship. The men's championship belongs to Team Caspian. If there are no blunders on the pistol event, the national title is theirs. And Bianchi Cup champion Bruce Piatt has no problem cleaning up the final squares to secure the win for Caspian's third consecutive national title.
Yeah, 3 years in a row. We got it. That's all it took. Didn't have much time out here, but the other team members did it. We had a good run everywhere, all three events. It's great.
Well, we've done it. 100,000 subscribers and growing, and for that, we thank you. If you're interested in seeing full-length current Shooting USA shows, literally the morning after they debut on the network, there's a link in the video description below. A modest subscription price gets you access to over 50 hours of full-length current Shooting USA shows. If you're enjoying the YouTube content, please consider subscribing, leave a like and a comment. It really helps with the algorithm.